Where's my tracking? Uh-oh. What has happened? Why has my tracking stopped responding? Why now? It was working a second ago. That's not a great start to this. Yeah, I am frozen. You know, I was feeling a little bit dizzy. Maybe this is why. Alright, let me see what I can do to fix this. We're gonna see what happens if we just close this. There we go, I should vanish. And then let's try this again. Is it gonna work? Hey, I'm back. I'm just center. Scoot to the side. There we go. And then fix the other thingies that I usually have to fix at the start. At least it was easy to bring back. There we go. That should be back to normal. Yes, much bye, hi everyone. That is quite the start to the stream, isn't it? Oh, and my hand's still not working right. There we go. Hand working now. Troubles of a shapeshifter. When things just don't go right. But yes, hello Silver. Hello Lemonade. Hello Eternal. Glad to see you all here. Yeah, it's an interesting start to the stream when I am both dizzy and stuff breaks. Oh. Yeah, we'll just say it's a cardboard cutout. It's fine. It's fine. I'm hoping that that's the worst technical difficulties we have today, given that we're going to be trying to work on my. There we go. It's gone. I don't know why I decided to just quiet for that one, but it was funny. But yeah, we're going to be working on my avatar today. Trying to fix the boop sound effect, because it may work here. You guys boop me a lot here. But in Vrchat, it's broken on, this avatar is one of the ones that it's broken on. So we're going to try and fix that. And why did boop not trigger? Why did... Confuse? Hang on, let me try triggering it too. I've got that up. It is connected. Oh, okay, it did trigger. Wait, but did it not trigger from the other one? Where is my boop command? That one. No, it did work. Okay. I don't know why I didn't see the other one. Weird. Anyways. You are a busy Silver. How is the Tanny doing? I hope the Tanny is at least having a good time. But as for how the boop system currently works on this, because I should probably give the rundown of that. It is, as you can see on the avatar, there are many circles. And these are all contact points. So like the one on the tip of my nose is used for boop, the one around my head is used for head pats, and then the one on the cheeks is for poking my cheeks. The Tanny probably is in VR. She usually is. And Wasted and Giggly is probably fine. Yeah, so normally these trigger things that I do through the combo gesture expressions setup, where this has the dynamics one, where you can see it has a nose boop effect and all of these. But I think this has trouble exporting
Cat, this is
across multiple
Go
models.
ahead and save before I crash
So
again.
I want to make it into its own standalone thing and not use this. And I have not even changed anything. There's nothing to save yet. Hi, Nerf. Head pat. Oh, done. Okay. Mark off the save. Oh, who stole my light bulb? Eternal. No eating the light bulb. No eating it. You can take it, but you can't eat it. Alright, so then the way that we probably want to do this is we want to create a new child to this. Create empty. Box. Lift box. Nope. Struggle box. Because it's you, Eternal. Of course I know what you want to do with a light bulb. So we've got an empty game object here. And we are going to call this name
okay, be
head.
a bad boy and watch me find it out for myself.
What do we want to call this? Do we want to call this head pat, boop? It covers both. Probably also going to cover the cheek poke. Squishable? Like doing something head interact, I guess. Well, Lemonade shouldn't eat it either. And then for head interact, you probably actually want to stick the contacts on this. So we're just gonna grab all of these contacts and stick them on head interact. Oh, those are a part of the prefab. We'll copy them and put them on the head interact first. So those all exist there now. And then we need to go into the prefab that this uses and remove the contacts there. So we'll get rid of all of these. So those are no longer part of that because we want this to be its own drag and drop onto any avatar that I make in the future. So it should just work with any. And then anyone who doesn't want it can just remove the piece. You crave cuddles. I hope you like rain. And then is this using the correct head? It is using head. I'm a little bit worried. Oh wait, hang on. We can just change the root transform on this. And so if we change the root transform on these to none. And then do a root component to this. Add a VRC Fury armature link. Link head interact to the head. Then that should make it so that the head interact always follows the head. And now I just need to reposition this to where they actually are where they belong. Where is the circle thingy though? Confused. Where'd circle go? I could also do 0, 0. So that should be at the root now. Why is it just not there though? Confuse. Is it because the radius is too small? What if I set the... Okay, so yeah, it is just radius too small. So this one's gonna be left cheek. So if we just scoot that forward. I was dizzier at the start. It's already starting to calm down. So we'll do 0.1. Okay, 0.1 is still too big. So probably 0.06. Actually, wait. If we turn on one of the other ones, we should be able to see where these were on the other. Oh, right, because we changed the base. It's now no longer there. Okay, we're just gonna have to fly blind and hope. It's probably a little bit too much, I'm thinking. Might be fine though. I think it was smaller amount, so we'll do 4. Yeah, that's probably about right, I think. That's about right for cheek poke, probably. And then if we grab that same 0.4, go on this one, put these as 0, 0. And then reposition up. Oh, we have a Yeet and a Fred. Or a Frank, not a Fred. I blame Busy for mixing up names. That one over. And then that one up. Aniki, thank you for the sub.
Evil Anarchy 69 has subscribed for 33 months.
I'll
Whoa.
move that up a little bit more. And then, are those aligned? Roughly aligned, it looks like. And then we can do the nose. So the rotation's probably going to stay the same. The height is probably going to be a 0.05, and then this could be a 1. And then if we lift this up, move that forward. Yeah, that looks about the right size. So we're just looking for something where my nose will squish. Something like that. That should be a contact right on the nose. And then the head pat, we want to stick that probably, so get rid of the position, and then this one can be 0.8 from what I remember seeing before. And then we lift that up. And it looks like that's holding the sounds as well, but we want to redo the sounds anyways, because those are using the old sound system. And we want the upgraded version where we only need one sound processor for both sounds. And then, so we'll do 1.5, push it up more. So that roughly covers the head. Probably go a little bit larger than that, I think. So maybe 1.7? Oh, that does not sound fun, Eternal. Hurting yourself is no fun at all. I think that ought to do it. And then, so this is the old sound source that used to be used. I think we're gonna add a new child to this. Create empty. Call this one sounds. And then this one is gonna be Vrchat sound? No? VRC. What was the sound one again? VRC spatial audio source, I think? Nope, that's just the audio source again. What was the new one? Yeah, you definitely want to take care of it. Oh wait, no, that is the normal one. So this is the... Nope, that's not the audio source I was thinking of. What was the one I was thinking of? I know that they created a new one. There's apparently audio filters, which I was not aware of. I'm also not sure if these are all Vrchat specific. Okay, hang on. What am I thinking of? I swore Vrchat added one where you could have like different things on the same audio source. So Vrchat spatial audio source. Is first scene component can be used on both avatars and worlds. Freeze on avatars. Where do you put the sound itself? I am very confused on this now. What the heck? Vrchat uses a compressor on audio avatar channels to prevent sounds from being maliciously loud. Yeah, that sounds right. But where do you... What? Doesn't even say how to use it from what I'm seeing. So it has different properties. So gain boosts the audio. Farther radius meters. What the heck is this? What's the production thing in chat? Wait, what is this? Hang on. Did it, Aniki, did you do this one? So it wasn't silver. I don't know. It must have been Aniki. Surely. He is the type to do that. Yep, it was Aniki. So I'm very confused on this one now. There was another like audio source thingy that I was looking at. No, don't take me to the vet. Vets don't know how to deal with shapeshifters. Player audio. No, that's for Udon stuff. That's different. I'm confused. I mean, I don't know if I want to be in a pet carrier. They're not the most comfy. Though I am now baffled because I feel like I've just imagined a frickin' a whole system now, which is confusing the heck out of me. Hang on, we're gonna sanity check this one. 'Cause that was old way. VRC animator play audio is what I was what I was remembering. So that is, it does exist. I have found a video on it. So we can remove that one. So it was VRC play. Why does it not exist anymore? Did it get removed? I am extra confused. Oh, I need to do a quick follow-up because some message. There we go. Back to... Where has that gone? Animator play audio. That's what we're looking for. Is that not even in the VRC? No. Animator play audio does exist in the documentation. Does it... Where does it get dragged in? I don't see any mentions that it got removed. Maybe it's just animator play audio, maybe... No? What the heck? I'm getting super confused on this. How have I... How have I managed to get myself lost this quickly in this stream? Remove component. You can't remove because... Oh, because spatial audio depends on it. So maybe it's because I have the spatial audio that it doesn't want to show me, or that I have the audio source that it doesn't want to show me the other one. Play. What the heck? How does this even happen? At least I have a word to search now. Because it is animator play audio. Where the heck is it? So was... Come on, let me type. Was play audio Vrchat removed? It was not removed from PC, but rather updated with a new animator play audio behavior for better performance. However, custom audio sources and animator-driven sound effects are disabled on Quest and Android. Yeah, that makes sense. It always is. It is directly in the FX layer. So is it in the FX and not in its own thing? Is that where I'm getting confused? Did they move it? Because I thought it would have been an add component, but it sounds like it's not an add component. So we're gonna delete that. We're gonna go create a thing to add an FX to this. So we're gonna use the VRC Fury, and we're going to add animator. Where is it? Full controller. Full controller lets us add an FX, and then where would I even want to put this in my various folders of things? Probably under avatars, Evelyn base, controls, or do I want to create a folder for add-ons? I'll create a folder in this. Create folder. Call this one head interact. So everything that we need for this one will go in here, and then we can create a FX layer for this. So Vrchat avatars. Nope. Not that. We need the not an animation either. What was it? Controller? Controller. Am I blind? Where's controller? I am very focused right now. I'm struggling. There we go. I got the hydrate done. Animation controller. That's what we need. Okay. Head interact FX. Not FE, FX. Here we go. And now on head interact, we add a controller, and it is this guy. Nate, no. I don't want to go to the vet. And then if we, base layer is fine. We're gonna add one, call this one head pat. Make it weight 1. And then So that is a prediction that Aniki put down. Because Aniki likes messing with the predictions. Confused myself again. I've lost what I was doing. We definitely do not need 2 more lobsters. Create state empty. Yeah, cause that how would you do this in just the FX? That doesn't make any sense. I think the AI was lying to me because I was reading that from Google AI earlier. There's a second prediction. Oh dear, what is this prediction now? Oh, the kid's Catgirl ever. Okay, that one's fine. I don't know how this expects to pay out is the thing. I feel like this should have been a poll, not a prediction. Apparently you are. So how does this... I'm just gonna click through this and see if I can tell what this is doing. Is that... Yeah, it's using the audio sources. That's not the one I want to use. I want to use this one. Where the heck is that from? You should not have to gamble to increase the box budget. Okay, so audio sources do need to still exist. So I do need the other audio sources. Did I delete those? Did I get ahead of myself and delete those? I did not. Okay, they're right here. Box struggles. I'm at least my head out now. Okay, so then we'll create... How does that even do the thingy though? Hang on. Back to that. Spatial audio source, it's fine. Okay, so it is in that we add the VRC animator play audio to this. So it's on this one. Not on that one. No, add behavior, VRC play. There we go, right there. That's what we need. And then if we set that as that one, we now have... Wait, that should be audio source. Why is that not audio source? I'm already getting myself confused again. Wow. Create. So let's just create the audio source. Audio.
I sure do feel like crashing soon. Be a shame if you saved your progress or something.
Blank thing that I already have there. Deleting that. I will go ahead and save progress. Wow. So new state. We want that to be empty one. So this one shouldn't actually have this. Reset that. No, remove that. Remove that. So this is no head pat. for idle. We'll call this one idle because this is nothing. This one had pat. Add behavior. Play audio. Play head pat sound. Why does that still label as none though? That's a confusing bit. So we want that head pat sound, and it does have source path there. There we go, hydrated. Need to recreate the Windows logo with no. We do not need to recreate the Windows logo with lobsters. Let's make transition there. And then do we don't need 3 lobsters either. Well, actually no, we have 3 lobsters because we have Charles. But meh. I don't want to adopt more pets at the moment. I am extra confused. Clip, audio clip. Is that not head pet sound? Oh, wait, so that's how it changes what that audio clip is. So, like, this is gonna be pulling in head pat. So that would be purring. And then, oh, it could select random. Too much food. Too much on food. And at least Yeet is nice. Yeet, like, eats bugs and other things, other pests that go after my raspberries, so I don't have to pay for Yeet stuff. But Fred and Frank are quite fancy lobsters. Swan exit stop audio source. Nah, Yeet has eaten between streams. People have tried to steal the raspberries. So loop is on for that. And then that should be fine. And then if we add another empty state, this one is going to be the boop state. This one add behavior, animator play audio, and actually we're going to want to add empty audio source here. And then we're gonna want to put the squeaky toy in this one. And set the source to that one. And change the audio source to this one. And then boop should not be looped. And it should just play the audio source and reset if done again. Why are you asking if Yeet likes lasers? Oh, like laser pointers. I don't know. I don't know Yeet's reaction to laser pointers. You're getting flashbacks to your mouth and you're scared. I kinda am too. And hi, Jaden. I am getting nervous that I'm attempting to do something that I've not done before. Why is Twitch foot stop? Meh. I'm trying to read things, Twitch. Here we go. Hydrating. Hydrate. Right. Hydrating again. And then this one. Conditions. Parameter does not exist in the controller. Right, we need to set the parameter stuff. Do we have the parameter anywhere else? Is now the question. Wait, what was that? Crisp, thank you for the 2 gifted subs.
Crispnificent has gifted 2 subs to viewers.
Russell, you're a bit late. Right, where is Evelyn FX? Wait, it would be in Evelyn parameters, if anything. Okay, so it's not there. Where was it then? Was it in the gesture? Was there one for gestures? Parameters. Yeah, it does have parameters for those. Oh, wait, it's because it was on these thingies. That's where it declared the parameters. So that makes more sense. So now we pull that back up. Add... Wait, no. Add... These are floats, right? I think it's that one. There's a little bit wasteful to have them as floats, but as their proximity, they just are floats. Plus, if they're meant to be interactive, they're gonna be needing the how close they are. I suppose head pat could probably be toggle, couldn't it? I think we'll just change that one to constant. And then that makes it Boolean. So that saves us on parameters. I'm debating if I want to set nose boop to constant as well. Though it is kind of nice to have the slow slide on them. I don't know. I'll come back and change the parameters later if I want better parameter usage. For now, that should be fine. So then in this case, head pat should be head pat is true, goes to that. And then make that one transition back. And this one should be if head pat is false. Yeah, Silver has a lot of cat tokens in the Discord. I think we'll keep these as like one cannot trigger when the other one is going. I'm gonna swap music. Super helpful. I'm debating if I want... I think I'll have it be boop. Boop can be triggered from either, but head pat can only be happening if boop is not.
Save.
Okay, I will save. So then add condition boop nose. What did I have it trigger at before? Can I check that? That should be in this dynamic thingy. Source contact clip. Oh, I don't I don't see what it was set to. Because the thingy got moved. If I put it back, is it gonna fix it? Threshold was above 0. So it was just right on the thingy. At least that is the assumption that we're working with here. So boop nose greater than 0. And then move away if boop nose is less than 0.1. And we'll do the same on this one. Boop nose greater than 0. And boop nose less than 0.1. Not that kind of fix. So those should work. And then the thing to check now is the placement of the audio source. Audio source needs to go up. Follow the head. Wait. Oh, dang, I realized problem. Okay, so head interact probably needs to be positioned where it's actually on the head. Audio source should be zeroed in on that. And then all of the thingies need to scoot back down. Actually, we'll set that to 0 first, so that we give people an obvious thing to center that on. We'll go ahead and remove that one. I don't know. So then repositioning this one. No, not arson. Let's scoot the head interact to where it actually should be. Lining that around the head. Probably go a little bit. No, that should be fine. And then nose, reline. Probably about there. I just have a nose. This is the exact same model that I, like, okay, it's not the exact same model. Now it's the exact same model as the one in there. Same nose and everything. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to fix the nose boops and stuff. Hang on, where is, there we go. Move those both down. The nose did not vanish. What is your object permanence? I have nose. You might need new eyes. Do I need to rotate to show you my nose? Just nose. I have a nose right here. There we go. Put that back. It's just not always super visible from certain angles. So wait, do I have? You know, that might be part of it. I didn't have all my shadows on right now. My lighting was messed up. Okay, well, we got those things positioned now. We've got the FX with the head in place. So now the thing I want to check, because we also have set up this contact test over here, which this should act as both a hand and a finger, so we can test boop and whatnot. So we're going to go into play mode, and we're going to see if we can trigger the things that we just created using this. And if we have, that means we've done something right. If we haven't, it means I have something to puzzle out. So we're going to go into play mode, trigger that. Oh wait, do I have? Okay, good. Audio link is off, so that should be fine. Alright, are you having fun, Lemonade? Little cat face over there. Yeah, I'm glad you're having fun. Flip. Why do you attack the lemonade? What did the lemonade do to you? I would put you in the corner, but that's gonna count as uppies. What do you mean it was self-defense? Preemptive. If it's a preemptive strike, it's not self-defense. You'll pay for uppies. You could just roll for uppies. Where did that contact go? Contact test. There we go. So now let's see. What happens if we touch this to my nose? Oh, okay. We heard the sound. It triggered sound. It also triggers the purr a little bit, which might be a thing that we need to tweak. But it is a good sign that purr does thing. So you can pet and I will purr. So that is good sign. Now let's get that. No, come on. Move so that the purr stops for now. It has this weird delay to it. Oh, I know why it has a weird delay. Weird delay is pretty easy. 17 for uppies. 17 is uppies. Eternal roll for uppies. Silver gets uppies up here. Eternal gets uppies. I'll separate you two this time. Yeah, so head interact animator. I believe what we forgot to do is change these so it shouldn't have an exit time and it shouldn't have a transition duration. And we just need to do that on all of these so they should trigger instantly. And you could try chewing on the song title, Eternal. That one I will allow you to. And then the other thing that we're missing here is we need the nose boop animation. Boop nose animation, that one. Something's gonna be a little bit off with that. Because we've set that to be just triggered. So what we actually need is that to be a blend tree, I think. So if we create state blend tree, and then copy this behavior. Oh, can I not copy behavior? I don't like that. We'll find that. Add behavior. Play audio. Squeaky toy on clips. Audio source is the audio source we created before. And then the rest should be fine. Per math, your math, what else is there? Everything is math. Oh, we have a yeet again. I had good dinner. I had pizza, popcorn, and raspberries. Well, chocolate-covered raspberries, but raspberries nonetheless. No arson math. I'm not bringing back arson. Wait, what? Pull? Wait, what is this? Hang on, can I pop out the polls to read them? They're like so tiny, I can't. I cannot read what the poll or what the thingy is. Hi Heretic, how are you? I've already had dinner. So why did you run a prediction for dinner? I don't have a loaf of bread. Oops, that one. Lunch tree. Render that one. Add motion field. Set that as the, nope, not that one. Boop nose there. And if we add another motion. There we go. I avoid getting sprayed by Twitch predictions. I don't know. Twitch usually wants to... Oh wait, no. Avoids getting spayed. No, I misread that. I thought you were talking about chat hydrating. Yeah, whoever predicted loaf of bread is not getting it. It was incorrect. Cat food number 3 is the correct one. If I do that, then I'm gonna keep getting pressured to add other stuff until I cave. Make transitions here, here, there, and there. Doesn't have exit time, doesn't have that. Add boop nose greater than, we'll put it at like 0.1 instead of 0. I don't know why you want to, Eternal. You saw what arson looked like. It wasn't good. I'm not gonna add it as a chat command either. I'm just gonna refund you the points. This one needs to be greater than 0.1. Hydrating. What is the new prediction?
Silver Blaze Original sent 100 to say. Actually, Silver doesn't want to talk right now. So Russell, will say I'm doing good today. I watched a bird out the window for 3 hours.
I like watching birds. Watching birds is fun. Where is my prediction thingy? We're just gonna do not pressure the cat. Add that back. Less 0.1. So he did. No transition duration. I have been dizzy, but that is pretty normal at this point. I'm not super dizzy at the moment. I should be fine. I think we're actually at the point that we can test the nose boop and see if the animation plays now. Yeah, dizzy has been a thing. Yeah, Fred and Frank.
Hey Cat, this is Blender. Go ahead and save before I crash again.
Okay, well I already saved like a second ago, but I will save after we test this again. Alright, I've got the thingy. Okay, so that just triggers immediately, so that's not doing right. Eternal, I said don't eat the light bulb. I already warned you. Well, don't lick it either. Check thing. So how do we fix the nose boop triggering in the way that it is? It's probably gonna be something in the effects layer, in this blend tree that we have. Why is this blend tree not showing what's in the blend tree? Confuse. Head pat boop. Click in. No? There it is. Okay. Maybe it needs an idle one. Hi, Handle. I swore I had a like idle nothing happening one. Oh, maybe it was on one of the other thingies. Or I could just do a nose boop off. If I make that animation, it should be fine. My little idle dance? Was I doing an idle dance without thinking about it? Because I do that a lot. Like, I do a lot of head sways and stuff. And ask for crime. I feel like I'd twist that to be, like, ask for a crime to be committed against you at that point. Yeah. I do a lot of idle dance in VR. Yeah, but if you're asking for crime, you're not asking to join crime. That's different. You gotta be careful. The command requests are very much monkey's paw situations. Rude. Oops. lobster lab. Oh, this currently has the lobster effects. We want different effects. Maybe we add the oh, gone. Okay. Hypnotic head sways. I feel like that's more just dizzy cat. I am just swaying because balance is screwy anyways. Alright, head interact. Let's try putting that one there. And then if we go to animations, now we have boop nose. Now we can create an animation clip and call this one, do we want to stick this under head interact? We could move the other animations too, so I probably will. No boop. No boop nose. And we do that with underscores. Actually, no, we'll just do boop nose off. Boop nose 0. That works. Save that one. So then we add property. Actually, no, we don't add property. We go to the body, go to the blend shapes, make sure that we're recording. Then we find the nose boop blend shape. Squish nose right here. Set that to 0. Stop that. Go to the nose. We want to turn off all of these because those shouldn't be triggered anymore. And that should be fine. So now if we save that, go to the boop, go to the blend tree in it, and then go, oh, that's not the blend tree in it. That one.
Silver Blaze Original sent 400 to say, oh no, my wallet.
Silver, did you just drop your wallet? Is that... Why drop 400 bits? Wow. So we'll move boop nose into head interact along with the boop cheeks ones because those are part of the head interact too. Eternal, are you trying to pick up the money? I'm pretty sure you can't pick up bits like that, though. Alright, let's give that a try now that we have that 0 on and see if that works better. You should be able to see in your Twitch wallet. You should be able to see how much you've sent. Apparently so, Silver. And enjoy the food, Eternal. I hope you get something yummy. It better not be my raspberries. No grabbing my raspberries. Sorry, I bet the mic there. I don't know if that was picked up. Alright, we've got that contact test. Okay, it kind of works. Because it is squishing, but it doesn't seem to be squishing at the right rate. So we probably need to move that forward. Hi, 8-bit, how you? Why cheese? So I think what we're gonna do with this one is just move that nose forward. I assume it needs to be like that.
Okay, be a bad boy and watch me find it out for myself.
There's a whole short about that, 8-bit. Go watch that one. Maybe it's the wrong scale. Because proximity should be detecting how close to the center it is. So it should be doing like I do not have a bulb toggle now. Let's try turning this down to like 3 and see if that functions better. So save that. And then we go do test again. No, you cannot boop Frank, but I could boop Frank. But he doesn't make squeaky noise like I do. Yeet doesn't make squeaky noise either. And the same thing. I can boop Yeet, but you cannot. Not unless you find us in VR. Yeah, Yeet will probably try and bite your finger. I got booped. And then contact test. What? Wait. What? Is that? Oh! Why is that? I am confused. For a second I thought someone had pet me, but no, it's this triggering. Why is that still not working too well? Oh, maybe I need to do because I can change the effects so that it triggers faster, more or less. Because like if we check, come on, show me the blend tree. This one, blend tree. So if we change threshold and reduce the threshold. What the heck? Ah. So change that to like 0.7. Then it should trigger much faster. I do trick myself. That happens quite often. And then let's get rid of that one as well, because that's not needed in there. Is there anything else I want to do on this? We'll change this to head pat slash boop sound. Though I'm debating if I want to set that as a as 2 separate ones. I've already got it in 1 though. We'll leave it as 1. The assumption will be if someone wants 1, they'll want both, because it's just both in the system. But I'll probably put the cheeks in their own 1, because otherwise you're not going to be able to boop and boop a cheek at the same time. So maybe that's for the best. Well, no, because the cheeks don't have any sound. The cheeks are just animation. No, you do not send 1K. We'll test with the turn down thing and see if that functioned as I thought it would. No, don't egg him on. What would a screenshot even do with me? Where is the test thingy? I think that feels better. It's still not like following the thing exactly. Maybe it's because this contact's too big. Because like it'd normally be dealing with the finger contact, so like something about that size, I think. Now this is too far over. I think that's why I was getting confused, because it's not even on the right layer. Okay, now that's not animating like I thought it was. Why is that not? Factory reset cat would be more likely. Yeah, that's just not triggering the animation now. Confuzz. Alright, so we're gonna line up flat. Bring that in line. So that should be more a reasonable test. We can shrink the contact still to about there. Yeah, no uppies for either of you. And then save that. Then we'll go back to our head interact. And then set that threshold back to 1. See if that functions more as we expect it to. Don't 1K for uppies! Uppies are not that expensive. What's up, Eternal? There may be a price, but I'm not saying what it is. Because I don't want you buying uppies all the time. Uppies are a roll. They're a chance. They're not a promise. I don't know. I am just cat. Contact test. Back on that thingy. Why is the animation? Okay, no wait. The animation is playing. Why is it triggering on like the back end of it? I am so confused. Oh. I was confused by the extra boop there. I will not say what I was before I learned to transform. And honey roasted chickpeas are good. Wait. Projections. Right, that was just the last one. Okay. Check out that boop. I am very cat-like. This boop is very much fighting me though.
Silverblaze Original sent 25 to say, is this the price of uppies?
The price of uppies changes. But I will accept 25 this time just to shut you up. My day's going alright. I've been fairly dizzy through it today. Yes, he's out of gnaw distance. Back to the animation stuff. Maybe it was the... Actually, maybe it was the position of the nose thingy? Because we did change that too. So if we change that back to 5, and then put that, like, there, Maybe that'll have better luck. You must pet to pray next time you're able. Yes. Three is not enough for uppies. So we'll give that one a try, see if that boop works better. Yeah, good job on that one, Eternal. So you were trying to uppies me. Oh, whoops, that's 8-bit. 8-bit, why are you orange too? There we go, there's me. See, I can uppies me all I want. Uppies all over the screen. I will just stick myself over here. An Eternal put 18 for uppies. I assume. Was that for uppies? I will assume for uppies. Uppies over there. Alright, let's see if this one works better. No. What is it doing? Why is it so weird? The little creatures are critters. That they are actually stream avatars using the bunny one. But they are cute, and my community is critters. You did time it wrong. It has such a delay to it. Why is it so weird with that? The other thing we could do, which might be a weird workaround, but could work, is adding a thingy. Yeah, I believe I've seen a bird one of these guys. They're pretty good. You can find stream avatars on Steam, and then all of the different guys are in the workshop, or you can make your own. I don't think it counts as freeloading if I'm the one hosting. That would be funny. It would be funny if stream avatars squeaked when they hit the ground, but it would also be like kind of distracting. Head interact this one. Let's try the very weird idea I have. We're gonna do blend tree, and then we're gonna add motion field, but in between those two, so this one will be 1, this one will be 0.5. But really this should, if I'm doing that, I should be able to just set it to like 0.5. Let's do a 0.4? Let's see how that works. Dull Quiet Thud might work, but I don't know how I'd actually trigger that. Eternal probably could aerial bomb from there, yeah. I'm sorry, I was waiting for thing. I was waiting for it to trigger. And was looking into thing to make sure I wasn't missing something. You never had uppies, but you planned to try them when you were... When you what? Where's the rest of that sentence? Three is not enough. YouTube is a little bit weird, though there are some that I have specifically added. Okay, that feels better for the nose. Still missing a little bit, but it's at least better. So I might go for like 0.2 or something, because it's still not quite affecting right. Oh, so it does it right on the end, it looks like. So that's counted as 100. So if that's the case, then I should be able to scoot it forward and have it trigger better. And yeah, 7 is not enough for 8-bit uppies. So if someone wants to assist, we could probably get the 8-bit uppies with that. Because it doesn't have to be just one person on that one. You got this. $14, I'll take a 14. 8-bit can have the uppies. Oh, wait. I mean, that's another way of giving 8-bit uppies. But I assume 8-bit should try permanent uppies. There we go. Uppies for the 8-bit. Why are they just showering stars? I am confused by those stars. Am I the mysterious character from Nightmares that shoot lasers out of her eyes and controls a large army of tiny critters that devour anything they touch? I don't shoot lasers out of my eyes. I chase laser pointers. But I do have a large army of tiny critters, and they do have a habit of eating things they shouldn't. Apparently so. Apparently 8-bit is just throwing airstrikes here. I wasn't even aware that was an option. I'm worried that that's going to trigger far too soon. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So we'll save that, run that again. This is just a lot of trial and error. Do not eat plastic, Eternal. Oh, is that why they make stars? I've been wondering about that. You know what? Here, while 8-bit's occupied, get stars, people. You don't get from 8-bit. There are so many stars. Alright, where is that contact test? Yeah, that triggered way too soon. I think the nose itself looks a little bit better. It's still not reacting as quickly as it should, though. Let's try shrinking the nose down then? Maybe do 0.08 as the radius and 0.3 as the actual thingy. Owl or peacock? Those are some pretty good choices. I think I feel like I've seen more owls than I have peacocks. And what? I did what to chat? Just spam to stars? Oh, I didn't know that was also where the hearts came from. Of course. I made interactive thing it funny. E. I sure hope I have a keyboard. Don't know how else I'd type otherwise. Yeah, I don't know any peacock VTubers off the top of my head. I don't have a synth. I have a keyboard, but I don't have it turned on at the moment. I'd have to pull it out. Contact test.
Something I'm scared of, I suppose. Monsters. There are many types of monsters in this world.
It still kind of functions.
Monsters who will not show themselves and who cause trouble. Monsters who abduct children. Monsters who devour dreams.
But if like that's the edge of the contact, that is like such a delay.
Lying monsters are a real nuisance. They are much more cunning than
What if I try shrinking this again? Is that gonna... So that triggers there. And then it just doesn't trigger that? Why not? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm triggering the head pad in the thingy. I keep getting confused with that. I thought someone was petting me for a second. Why does it not trigger the nose boop when it's smaller? I is a confuse. At least it seems to function. Oh, there. But it is very, very misbehaving of a thing. What else could we try to get it to sync up better? Let's try doing head interact. Could I get the sound to trigger later? If I move the boop to its own, I could make it trigger only when it's like fully pressed down, which might be better. I think we'll try that. I think we'll move this thing entirely, move it to its own, keep the head pad on its own. So this now becomes head pad sound. And then we add one for boop sound. Set that to that. And then we create blend tree. And then blend tree does that, but that's If we add motion fields, it's still not gonna trigger thingy. So instead of blend tree right away, we need a empty state, a blend tree, and then another empty state, I think, is how we'll do this. So this is going to be boop. This one is going to be no boop. And this one is going to be boop transition, boop tree probably, boop blend tree is what we'll leave it as, so it's clear. And then make transitions down, make transitions up. So then this one can be on transition down is the boop nose greater than 0.8, we'll say. And then it transitions away when it's less than 0.8. And that needs to be boop nose. Make sure these are set to 0. I am not a clown. I have not seen images of the Terminator being a cat. And I don't want to show the single fixed vertex between my eyes. And this one should be nose boop greater than 0.1. And this one should be nose boop less than 0.1. Oh, you have a big plate of mashed potatoes and bread. Any protein? Because that's a lot of carbs. And I have no idea what that is, Heretic. So this one should do nose boop animation and have the play audio from the audio source. From that audio source. And then it should use squeaky toy sound. Nope, need something in that list there. There we go, that should function. And we'll actually tone down the volume a little bit to like 0.8 because it's been a bit loud, I think. Ah, that's a shame, Eternal. And then blend tree. Come on, blend tree, that one. Add that. Oh, has that been on the cheek boop this entire time? Is that why it's been struggling? I'm gonna laugh if that's why. And then that should be nose boop 0 right there. I have no idea what that word even is. If it's something visual, I might remember if I see it, but I have no idea what that is. So I think we'll try that. Oh, wait, did I set that to 1? So it's actual working? It is, okay. So we'll give that one a try now. That would explain, if it was tied to the cheek, that would explain why it was acting weird on the blend tree. So I'm kind of hoping that's the case. And then we just need to fiddle with it again until it looks right. Because it was acting odd, to say the least. That's a good one, Eternal. And then contact test this one. Make sure this is lined up. Oop. Wait, what? Why did that not go back? That is odd. I am just flat-nosed now. Yeah, and I'm hesitant to say yes to hearing a joke that I don't know what it is on stream. No, nose did not leave. Nose shrunk down. It's funny that the... Wait, what? Oh, hang on. Is there a transition with this? Did I forget one of the transitions? Because it looked like it got stuck in... I might actually want to leave that in. Like, if you press my nose too quickly, it gets stuck, and then you have to repress it to get it unstuck. That's actually kind of funny. I want to make sure I know how it works, but if that's what I accidentally did, that's actually quite funny. Because that would be one of these transitions has an exit timer or something then. No, none of them do. But it clearly like jumped from one to the other. It probably is. So hang on, we'll test that again. We're gonna switch to more upbeat music. That's not quite upbeat. We'll skip that one for now. There we go. Flutter. So it's just a sad clown joke? Alright then. I know I've heard another joke of like clown thingy. Wait, why is... Okay, there we go. Gesture manager was not triggered. Where the person says they're depressed and the doctor says to go see a clown and the person says I'm already seeing one. And it's unclear whether they're calling the doctor a clown or whether they're dating a clown. And hi, Gold! But yeah, I'm not good at telling the joke, to say the least. Alright, so if we move slowly... Huh. It triggers way too quickly. And it gets stuck. What is that even? I am confused by it. So maybe it's my transitions are still messed up? So maybe it's the ones that are on 8 are triggering too quickly? Because that is definitely, like, it's goofy that it gets stuck, but it's not moving in a satisfying way. so I don't quite like it. It does not support that kind of feature. It is a toggle on-off. And yes, Yeet is adorable. I think let's make a transition here where we just have a quick way back if it needs it. So that is going to be nose boop less than 0.1. It just automatically triggers back to no boop. So that should help it stop getting stuck. But that doesn't explain why this doesn't quite trigger as it should. Loop, off, up. Always apply? Well, actually no, because that's loop. What if the audio source is not finished when entering the state, settings with apply with stop, apply if stop will not be applied. Okay, that should be fine. Though I like it restarting. So maybe we just try that one? What's your idea? But the other option is I could have it transition when it's lower than... So like have this trigger on greater than 0.9, and then that drop out at 0.8, so that's on the leave. And then this one could trigger in on greater than 0.2. Maybe that'll help? Just remove, play that. What is your idea? And what file type am I? I am VSF. I mean, that is certainly a way to cook a potato. I still will not like it. Unless it's like really, really, really thin spiral. In which case it's basically a chip and is fine. Huh. Oh, I forgot to turn off the thingy. I do not like potatoes. I like gnocchi, I like some french fries, and I like potato chips that are okay. I actually, they're like salty and crispy and fine. They're yummy. But I do not like normal potatoes, and I absolutely cannot stand baked potato, not baked potato, mashed potato. I cannot mash potato. Even just like scooping it, no, do not like. And you would assume a cat doesn't like cucumbers, but no, it's freaking mashed potato. That is like terrible. I've never tried Rally's fries, so I have no idea. Yes, steal all of my mashed potatoes. I don't want them. So that does trigger like way out here, which is too far. I kind of like if it gets stuck, it just resets for a moment. So we're getting closer. We're just still not quite there. Maybe if we fix the nose position. If we make this like point 2, and then scooch back a little bit maybe. I'm alright. Oh, and very nice gold. So save that. Let's see how that one functions. See if that works better. It's been a while since I've had cornbread. I don't remember the last time. Oh, lemon bread sounds yummy. I know lemon pound cake is pretty good. It's been a hot minute since I've had that too, though. Hi, Digger. How you? And muffin tin cornbread is what I'm used to, I think. That was corn muffins. 7-Up cake. I don't think I've ever tried 7-Up cake. Cake cooked with 7-Up, I assume. I hate potatoes, specifically mashed potatoes, because of the texture. I cannot stand the texture of mashed potatoes. Seems to reset so quickly, though. Okay, I think I need to change that to on enter or something, because I think the squeaky is not quite working. Though it's not on a loop, so why is having it still doing that? That's why I'm confused. Yeah, I should turn the boop down more. Because boop was currently at 8. Let's try putting it at like 5. Guess we'll lower this. So it triggers at 0.9. Maybe it drops off. Oh, wait, it's dropping off when greater than 0.8? That would do it. Less than 0.8, please. So that's probably where our issue actually is. So we'll give that a try. Actually, before we do that, I keep realigning this. So we'll fix it here. Bring that closer so that it's in line. Back that up a bit so it doesn't accidentally start. And enter play mode. This isn't even nose math. This is just thresholds. And wait, what was Barry saying? Oh yeah, we can all read, yeah. Nose math threshold. And hi again, Digger.
I sure do feel like crashing soon. Be a shame if you saved your progress or something.
Oh, it's triggering the head pad already. That's too close to trigger head pad. I definitely need to adjust where head pad is. Okay, I think that's it. That interacts exactly how I want it to. Because you can get close and you can like boop it a little, but you need to boop it all the way for it to squeak. I do keep psyching myself out with this. He head pad. so we're happy with that. We got the boop. And there's another boop. Save that. And now we need to fix where the head pat is. So we want that a little bit back and a little bit up, I think. Unfortunately, that will mean not really triggering on like chin scritches, which would be nice. But I think that'll be fine. So if we want there, the nose is the actual lineup point. And then cheeks are in good position. Which means that the thing that we need to add now is thing for the cheek interact. And I also need to review the audio source on this, because these should be low priority. Why are they so high priority? That's fine. Like mid priority is fine. Actually, we'll put that like slightly high priority. We'll go 66, sure. Was what dizzy or ditzy? I'm confused. And yes, my nose does scrunkle and VR when booped. Your nose makes a sound when touched. I am not Fazcat. You keep randomly forgetting a word and making noises. Yeah, I'm still a bit dizzy. Still sort of dizzy. I'm not dizzy enough to warrant putting on the dizzy filter, I don't think. But I am a little dizzy. We'll see if I need to put on the dizzy filter later. Your big spoon. We'll see how quickly it works. The question is, did you big spoon anywhere else in the stream and see if I got less dizzy? Because now you've swayed it by telling me. First time? Okay. So volume is fine. Oh, the volume I had for the nose before was 6. Was this one. So if I want nose boop to be same volume, then I need to update with that as the volume on it. Yes, you should not tell me next time you spoon. 0.6. 0.6, that one. Yeah, well, a silly cat can be surprisingly productive. I have surprised myself with how productive I can be while dizzy. But it's still... am I able to pull an ear off and blow into it like an NES cartridge? No. Well... in theory, I could. But not with how I have it set up right now. Like, that's something that requires practice in advance type thing without... Otherwise, I'm going to end up hurting myself doing it, and I don't want to do that. But if you catch me in like Vrchat and stuff, my ears can be pulled. But I don't do that here. Why should time be a show? Because everyone would watch it. I thought I had another joke for that for a second, and I don't. Right, I was checking spatial blend 3D, spatial blend should be 3D. Everything else looks to be fine. Boop sound was just baby squeak. Boop sound not needed there. So now I should be able to delete those two. Why is Fred holding the sun? Because that's where light source happens to be. I got the joke. I got the joke. And yeah, YouTube likes delay, because YouTube assumes that you want to see the whole thing instead of seeing the most latest thing. And then we need to add cheek, squish, left. Actually, wait, no, we want, what would just cheek, squish? Put them both on one. And then we just add blend tree. And then we add problem with that. No, maybe not problem with that. No problem with that. I was gonna do one blend tree for both, but that's not gonna work, cause I would need boop none, boop one, boop the other, and boop both. I don't have a meow dance, nor an attack stat. I am creation focus. So if I do 2D, set that to boop R, add motion, and we have boop cheek left, boop cheek right, and then Y position 1, X position 1. Do I want to do it as one both, or do I just want one off one for each and keep them separate? I feel like I'll do one both just so that it's easy, one object for both things. So we'll go animation and then add property, new, and we'll call this boop cheek both. I did not sneeze. Well, if you're looking in the Pokédex, then you're looking in the wrong place, because I'm not a Pokemon. And also am Dizzy type. So Dizzy Dance is actual one I learn instead of Meow Dance. It overrides. Body. There we go. And now we need to do that. Turn on both cheek squishes. And then add cheek 0. Do a record. Record both of those as null. Save. And then go do head interact FX. This thingy. Come on. There we go. Cheek 0 is probably this one, and then cheek both is probably the next one because B comes before L and stuff. So that one's 0, 0. This one should be 1, 1. You have not seen me real dizzy, but I can be real dizzy quite often. Well, I say quite often. Not that often, but like I have had days where stuff goes
Silver
very
Blaze
dizzy.
Original sent 25 to say, Cat, I can't get Botrix to boop you. Please boop yourself.
Did I not just get booped? Do I at least know Dizzy Punch with that drunk person dance? I'm confused. There, boop.
Okay, be a bad
Make sure
boy
save
and watch
is
me
in.
find it out for myself.
And that should probably function. We're probably gonna have to clone the check thingy. Oh, why Eternal make noise? I can buzz. We're gonna move that contact one out. Then don't stop eating your friend brain. Yearning for crime, not good. We will set this up to apply to the cheeks. Like there. And then if we duplicate that and then put that on the other side, now we should have one on each side that we can interact with to see that if the cheeks work. We might scoot those forward a smidge. There we go. So save that. Now we go to Gesture Manager, enter play mode, give that test. Heretic, I try and not name specific places I've been, because it can be doxing. That one's a bit more safe because it is convention traveled for type thing, but just be careful. But yeah. Dizzy is definitely a thing in conventions. I remember I am not god of earth. Yeah.
Save.
I just saved. I will save after we're done testing this. Oh, hang on. So too much and it triggers the other one, weirdly. That is that is so weird looking. Hang on, we'll so it is functioning, but it's also misbehaving. So it goes too far, it triggers other side, which it shouldn't. But it is a good sign that it is squishing. And then let's go with checking the head interact again. That looks like that's using the wrong type of blend tree then. Here's one. Maybe I need this on two separate ones. But there should be That shouldn't be triggering... Oh, is it colliding in the middle? Is it hitting it from the other side? That might be why. So I was trying to think of how it was hitting 1-1 when it should be hitting 1-0. Well, this isn't even nose math. This is cheeks at this point. But it's still not math. Let's see. How do we handle this? Let's try shrinking the contacts first. Because maybe it's like this overlap that's triggering it. So if we make the contacts a little bit smaller at like 0.3, maybe not 0.2, 0.3. Maybe there's less likely to hit each other. Nose adjacent and mouth adjacent. Yeah, basically at this point. So we'll save there. Go ahead and go back into Gesture Manager and give that another go. I don't recommend snorting math. Don't recommend snorting much of anything other than some medications your doctor prescribes. Let's see. Try the contact test again. Okay, it still triggers when it reaches too far, and that is definitely not hitting the other side. So that is at 1, it's triggering the other. And it's also hitting head pat, which, I mean, or like cheek rubs probably would work. Ugh. I am tripping over my own Can't talk. Alright, well we've at least pointed it. I am fine. I was just tripping over my tongue and it got annoying very fast. Just could not. Dang it. This is gonna take 3 hands to restart me as, well actually no 4, because you need to pet, well, if its cheeks trigger the head pat too, then it's just both cheeks and nose, and you've got to just assume to be restart the cat. Cat pat. You didn't do them at the same time. What if I set this to 1.8? No. 1.2? Like if I space these out more, will that stop the thingy from doing weirdness? Because I assume that Boop is hitting max. I could also try, Because there's like the freeform directional. Simple directional does that. Which is basically what we want, I would think. There's also freeform Cartesian. Maybe that's the way? Well, we'll try freeform Cartesian and stick this all on one and see if that functions. Because that could be it. It could just be a wrong mode. Yeah, I am guilty of making myself dizzy, but it's not my fault. And as weird a statement as that is, it is accurate. No, I'm guilty, but it's not my fault. I did do it, but I had no choice. I was not in control. Test. Put in place. No, it's still doing it. Okay, so that didn't work. So it wasn't Cartesian causing the problem. Because it should be... I don't get why it's doing this. I'm getting myself confused again. I think at this point I'm just gonna review them and make it so that one is on one and one is on the other, because otherwise it's just gonna be misbehaving this whole time. So this is gonna be cheek left, and then we add one for cheek right. There we go. And then we add blend tree to each of them. And then blend tree on left cheek, we have motion field, cheek 0 to left. And then on cheek right, we have cheek, make sure this is set to cheek right, add motion field at 0 to cheek right. And that should work better. So let's give that a try. I mean, she's been needing sleep, so I hope she's okay. And if I spin really fast, I am just spinning really fast. I'm not a Keidakat nor a Keidakopter. Though I've realized using the same 0 for both might cause problems, because it triggers none on both. test. Oh. It functions? It functions well. That's surprising. My cheek squish works well. I don't know if I actually like purring when my cheeks are poked, but I think it's okay. I think it works. Because it gives excuse to, like, do cheek rubs, which are also nice. And Silver, you could poke my cheeks in Vrchat before. Specifically on this avatar, not on the other ones, but yeah. And yes, I have wanted to chase planes when Silver is playing Ace. True. I didn't make noise before, now I will make noise because I will purr whenever you're basically touching my head. Though maybe I should add a toggle for that. Something where I can like turn it off if someone's abusing it. Though I suppose I could just turn off the contacts entirely. Because I could make them only self-contacts. Might still be good to have safety switch though. Because I don't know if I'm gonna have something where I'm like recording dance or something and need to not have things work. What would I stick them on? Is there a parameter on the face tracking that I could yoink for that? Because I like reusing parameters whenever possible. So face color just has blush and bloom. And then the other one that's used is this one. Eye tracking, lip tracking, Vizime enable, facial expressions disabled. Well, no, because I use that for standard face expressions, not that. Yee, Pelican Plane is very munchable. Munch the Pelican Plane. Yeah, none of these parameters are gonna work for this. So we will have to create our own parameter for this. Which we've got all of these parameters on here so far. Go to this thingy, and then add create Vrchat avatars parameter. Head interact param. That'll work. Remove existing stuffs. Add a boolean for interactions and interactable, I think is what we'll put. So that should be synced, saved, and default on. And then add that to our parameter thingy here. And now the question is, where in our menu should this option go? And I will pull up our gesture manager so I can show off what our menu wheel currently looks like, because that'll help. I tend to go for meow. Though I also go meh and stuff like that. I have a variety of cat noises. How'd you break it with just 2 people doing that? I was expecting something, so it didn't even surprise me all that much. I'm just baffled you've managed to break it. Now where is that valve to turn that off? Over here, I think. Maybe, no, where is it? Ah. Come on. There it is. Got it. Yeah, you did it at exactly the same time. It didn't even have time to play 2 sounds. 1, 2. Yeah, if you want more realistic surprised cat noise, then bonk is the one that triggers it the most. There we go, hydrate. Okay, we were looking at the expression wheel to show how the controls look on my end. Because I've got like the face tracking controls and stuff where you can actually turn on the face tracking, do those kinds of things. Then there's Gogo Loco for freeze and flying. Props for toggling on Fred and Frank on this one. And then Breeze lets you have wind, which is very cool for pictures and videos and stuff. And then we've got expressions, which is likely where it would go. This is how I trigger... Wait, why is the blush and stuff not triggering? What? Why are you broken? My tails like wind. They're just overexcited by wind. I need to go figure out why blush broke, I guess. And then customize has things like the lighting adjust, where I can change the light of the avatar. So I think I would put that under customize. Maybe I should add a toggle section. And then I need to figure out why blush broke. I swear it hadn't broken before, which has me a little bit worried. But we'll start with adding create Vrchat avatar menu. Call this one head interact. And then add parameters or add controls. New control should be called head interactions. And this should be on a toggle. Parameters should be that parameter. And put that there. Okay. So that should now function. And now if we go to the head interact, add a menu, drop in that menu. We can now preface that as what was it? It was customize slash toggles is where we want to put that. So I think that should put it in the right spot. And then before we go and test it again, let me double check our... Okay, so these are locked. Is face locked? Face is not locked, so that might be why it was broken. Because it doesn't like being unlocked. So we'll see if that functions then. Go in there, enter play mode, give it a little bit. You can certainly try and bite the wind eternal. That is what I will encourage you to try. It is certainly low calorie. Don't fight or eat the sun. You're both gonna lose. Alright, now to see... Customize... Toggles exists. So toggles, we can turn off head interactions. We've not added a thing that actually makes that function. It just exists now, but that's a good sign. And then if we go check expressions... Okay, blush works, gloom works, cry functions as normal. Good. We've got all of our options there. So now we just need to add in the little safety checks to the FX layer for the head interact to make that actually function as it should. So I think we need to add this. Conditions need to be head pat is true and the head interact that we just created. Which one was that? Interactable. Oh, I need to change that to head interactable, don't I? Head interactable. Because that is specifically the head. Well, actually, no. We probably want that to be all. Which means that we want to change the menu so that it's all or nothing on that kind of stuff. So we'll add another boolean, put an interactable there. And now on head pat this transition, we have interactable is true. And then we add same thing to boop on this one. It should only function if interactable is true. And we don't care about it in any other spots, because it just should not work. Though, do I want my cheeks to still be interactable even if interactable is off? Because that one's not a sound-based one. If that's the case, then I might also want to move this interactable true to be on this one. So the sound only functions on interactable is true. And the blend tree still functions. So then the animations still play, but the sounds don't, is essentially where that's at. So we'll give that a try. And we want to change this one to be just interactions. Or should it be sound interactions? If it's just toggling sounds? I'll leave it as just interactions for now. I can always change it later. So we'll give that a try. We'll see if that actually functions as expected. Hopefully it does. And if it does, then I think we're going to start looking into fixing an issue that I've been having with my hands, maybe? But that one's going to be even more confusing. Because that one has even greater issues. The other thing I could try and fix is some clipping that's been happening with the face tracking. That's also on my list to fix. Which would be more interesting, I guess. Would you guys rather see how hands work in Vrchat, or look back at how I'm doing face tracking stuff and the weird quirks it has? Oh, did you have a good sleep, Skona? So we will do toggles. Sound interaction is on. That's fair. Oh, that's weird. That purr but not trigger? Does trigger other side? Okay, that triggers other side. Why does that not trigger that side? How did I break? Where is gesture manager? Let's turn off interactions now. And let's see, does still purr? No purr. So that functions. Let's test nose. Let's see if nose moves and nose squeaks. Sounds like you had good sleep then, Kona. Okay, so nose moves. Why does it blush when I get booped? Did I add that? I don't remember adding that. Have fun at game night 8-bit. Gesture manager, customize toggles, turn back on interactions, and let's confirm that the nose boop still squeaks. Why does it cut off though? I mean, I guess it works. It's apparently overshooting it that does it. Which is odd. Maybe it's the leave that's doing it? Oh, are you saying I'm fixing the boop? I've redone it. I've rehashed it. And I cannot figure out why, or I don't know why this one's not booping the cheek. It should be. It should be booping the cheek, but it don't. So something's funky there. Oh, the blush has been on the nose boop since I made it. I guess I'll leave it then. So it was the left cheek that was not triggering for some reason. But why? Confuse. Oh wait, why does that have exit time? Should not have exit time. We'll do the transition as like 0.5. See if it's going to that one. But what was the issue with the left cheek? Why it no work? Is it because what I thought it was before? I think we'll go and make animation fix for this. Because this should be... we'll delete that one and that one. Delete both of those. Skip that one for now. And then we go do... new clip. Do L and set this to L0. So this is just going to zero out only the left one. Because I assume it's because I had the 0 trigger both of them. Maybe it was having an issue. Because sometimes it do that. So this one is going to be 0 for only the left cheek. And now we go make a 0 for the right cheek. is now 0 for the right cheek.
Save.
Saving. So then, yep, that one is all 0. Then this one, we need R0 on that one. And that should function. We'll see. We'll see if that functions. But I have saved. Right. Thank you for the life, the like, America. Just loading so that we can test again. Melt dango. I don't think I've had melted dango. I've had dango before. Dango is pretty good. Alright, let's see. Does this one work now? Okay, yeah. So that functions. And then other functions. And if we try both function together. So that's pretty good. And then if we do gesture manager, customize toggle, turn off interactions. Oh, head patsy. Now we should not get the purr anymore. We just get the squish. Squish, squish. How do you melt dango then? What does it take to melt the dango? Boop the nose functions. And then if we turn back on the interactions. Wait, which one's too close? This one? Yeah, that one was too close. I might need to adjust the radius of that per one of the head pat. Okay, so I think that's fine. The other question is, will chin scritches trigger purrs? Yes, yes they will. There is like thin radius there. I kind of want, is there a way to make it fade out? Because I would like the head pat to fade out a little bit. So maybe I need to do, pull up this head pat sound on this transition back, add a transition duration. I don't know if that will actually fade it though, because it's just on exit stop audio source. Well, only one way to figure out. Let's set it to 1 second and see if it fades out. So much of this is just test and see. It's just a fade? I didn't see a fade option. Did I miss something? Because we are using the play animator thingy and I didn't see a fade. There's a play on enter delay, which we don't want to delay on enter. We want it to fade out, not fade in. So it should be based on transition duration, I would assume. We will give that a test. Oh, you're trying to make a joke. Fair enough, I missed it. Though I was not expecting it to take a full 3 hours to set this thing up. But apparently so. Maybe I'm just finicky with how I like my interactions. Either way, I'm gonna be happy if I can get it done. No room, not car. Purr is cat, not engine. It's purring. So it just has a delayed exit, it looks like, not a fade out. I do not go room. That is purr. I like head pats. You say a hyper-realistic version of my model. I would argue that might be V4. And people didn't like V4. Do I need to pull out V4? Do I need to show what I mean by how V4 is a hyper-realistic version? we have half panic, half yes. What do you think, Barry? Do you want to see V4? See 2 yeses.
Silverblaze original sent 450 to say no.
Man, Silver really doesn't want to see it. It's now a 3v1. And Barry is curious. Alright, I will show V4. Because V4 is this. It it very much has lots of fur, very realistic hair, actual nose. And I could make this worse. I can be zoomed in. I have teeth. What do you mean, why do I still have it? Of course I still have it. I have all the way back to V3. The only reason I don't have V1 and V2 is because I just lost the files. Wait, what's she gonna look? I'm confused. Anyways, let's switch back to V6 before we lose too many viewers. You probably could, but it's meh. And my tails are still fluffy. If I scoot, because my tails are as fluffy as my ears, so I have fluffy tails. See, fluff tail. They just kind of come on. Ah, no, I've turned over. Okay, hang on. Let me. There we go, back in place. It's like a yokai. I mean, people thought it was very off-putting. But yeah, I swapped the tails to down. The thing dangling off my arm, wait, this arm, the little ribbon thingy that I have, it's just ribbon. I can move it around. It's fun to play with. Yeah, Silver chases the ribbon. what are we doing now? Because we've got everything fixed, I think. Oh, I need to make this a prefab, so we'll drag that in. And that should essentially be that ready to be thrown on basically any avatar at this point. Well, any avatar that uses this system and has those same blend shapes under the body. Yeah. There were a lot of comments about it being uncanny back when I was V4, which is one of the reasons why I changed it. And I don't blame them, given the fact that it had, like, actual human teeth and, like, realistic hair and everything. And I know those comments very much stopped when I was V5. V5 got a lot of cute comments, but this one is a chiffon base, which is not my own, and everything else had been my own up until that point, so I decided to go and make a better version of my own, hence why V6. But yeah, I've got a lot of model versions, to say the least. Hi, Moon! Plus, V6 is by far my most expressive one. I am very happy with it. Though, V4 is actually more expressive than V3. Because it was another one that I did myself instead of utilizing a base. Yes, I do have other model versions. Because I have, as I mentioned, I have V3, and this one specifically is my festival outfit for V3. And you can see V3 was when I started having the realistic nose. Well, I kind of transitioned to a realistic nose over time, from all the way back in V1. But it was very much a constant thing. And yeah, even V3 was kind of uncanny. But it had the start of the wiggly ears. It uses blend shape wiggly ears, so it's not as expressive. Alright, I'll go back. There we go. So, silver. Oh, head to that. Yeah. I was gonna say, what's worse, the earlier versions or Uncat? Because people tend to freak out about Uncat too. I assume Uncat is less bad, but it still freaks people out. Earlier versions, of course. And is V4 a whole lot? Which is worse, V4 or V3? Though, I suppose I've only shown you V3 Festival, because there's also, like, the V3 dress, which has, like, cuter braids and stuff. V4 is Gigatron? So V4 is worse than V3? Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah, that's fair. V4 has the full-on, like, realistic hair and everything. It's like staring at a human baby with a TikTok filter on. I mean, I suppose you're not wrong with that one. Oh, that was V3 that I had on there, Heretic. Hang on, let me... Because I have one more V3 outfit, which is the V3 t-shirt one. And here, we'll zoom in. V3 actually has a uvula, which was the funny thing. It is basically fully modeled on the inside of the mouth, which is not what I would recommend for anyone. It tends to look uncanny. V5 is the chiffon. It's this one. And this one is far less expressive, given that it's very basic blend shapes that it's working with. And the funny thing about Uncat is it works on most of the versions. So I could Uncat V4 and stuff. But yeah, all kinds of silliness. Zoom back out. There we go. But yeah, I am very much incomplete without my ears. I am Cat. And then what else do I need to do? Should probably put, well, I can wait until after stream to put the head interact on all the others and start pushing them. I am not a car. No. No car. Yes, I am Cat. Cat is Cat. Made out of cat. Who has a cat named Cat. Named by my boyfriend before they met me. Yes, gold can be car. I am not Keidakat. Why should a dentist not check for cavities in my mouth? That seems exactly like what a dentist should be doing. I don't really want to start on something else, which is why I'm hesitating on what we're doing now, because it's only a couple minutes out, but I think we're done with the head interact stuff. We've got all of that set up. So it's just a matter of putting it on the avatars, which actually, that's something that we could do. Let's pull up one of the other avatars, and let's see if, in theory, it does actually function. So if this one has that, and then we have... Hang on, why does it have sound? Oh wait, that's sound around the thingies, that's the other sound. So if we drag in our head pat thingy, put that there. Okay, it puts it exactly in the spot where it should. So this should function on all of the other ones. Which one is that one in this context? Because I don't know what you mean by lackadaisical expression. Also, where did we put the head interact on that one? Okay, so that was after breeze. So head interact, go down there. But it is nice that it is just click, drag, everything positioned on this one. And if you have other avatar that needs this, that has the blend shapes and stuff, or that you just want to stick the nose boop on and stuff, you just have to reposition the head thingy and make sure it's to scale, and then you're fine. So that's pretty good. That is easy to use. I'm down to scare someone if I'm smiling using my model's face. I mean, most people say that my smile is cute, though. Oh, though I do have some creepy smiles, because I can do some fun stuff. Like, if you want a creepy smile, I could do a creepy smile. I have some fun stuff I could do. Oh, Silver, were you not aware of those? Were you not aware of my extra shapeshifts? I suppose it has been a bit since we've done them. But I have fun trying to shapeshift while also limiting myself. Like, I can look like a goldfish. Do you want to see me be a goldfish? Yeah. I could do goldfish very well. I can also be a bat. I can be a bat. I'm glad goldfish makes you laugh. Bat is pretty fun too. Most people aren't scared of bat. Yeah. There we go. What about walrus? Do you know about walrus? Because I can be a walrus. very, very much walrus. I just am a shapeshifted cat, essentially, at this point. And yeah, Walrus is perpetually sad. There is no good way of smiling with Walrus. Because you need to do the thing, but more. Do I have any other funny ones that I can remember how to do? Oh, I can do dog. I can be a dog. Dog with floppy ears. Uh-oh. I might be stuck as dog. Dog doesn't want to undo. There we go. I undid dog. Dog is cute. Keidakat. Keidakat is silly, but I like it. Hi, duck. And we're going through all of the silly shapeshifts I can do because we've got a little bit of extra time in stream since we finished up just early enough to count it as early for the stream, but not early enough to start something new. Yeah. We are more or less at the end of stream. I'm trying to think if I have any other funny ones. I just got a whole bunch of outfits for like V5 and stuff. There is also the human disguise that V4 has. But V4's human disguise is as uncanny as V4 is. Yeah, that's about right, Barry. Because it really is just... but more. I think that's about all I got. Other than the one where I can be silver that we discovered before. Because silver is a thing. I was very proud of myself when I realized that was a way of getting around Eternal's request. Because I have not practiced turning into silver yet, and silver does not have a 3D form. It is basically colorblind filter. I can color shift. Because there is also the RGB cat. Which I don't actually think I can trigger from here. Where's my RGB thingy? Why am I forgetting how to... Oh, there it is. Because I can do RGB cat. Free RGB cat redeem for a very short amount of time. Because I can just trigger it again. I hope that doesn't mess something up. Because I started a timer and then re-triggered it. So it might re-trigger at some point. We'll see. We'll see if I suddenly turn RGB again. Alright, since we're about a minute out anyways, let's start seeing who we want to go raid. Do we want someone else doing art? Or
do
we want someone we know?
Soon be a shame if you saved your progress or something.
Thanks for the reminder to save. Let me go ahead and do that. No. Is there anyone we know who's actually doing stuff? There are quite a few people we know online. Oh, there's a Gene streaming. Lucky Gene is going. Oh, I'm RGB again. I called it. I knew it would happen. I need to turn it off again. There we go. It looks like they're playing the Burglin Gnomes game. So I think... yeah, I basically did hit snooze on RGB, didn't I? think let's go raid Jean, see how they're doing. And I will be back on Thursday, where I'm going to be playing Baba Is You. But Baba will be Cat. Baba will be me. And I'm very excited for that game. Because I've wanted to play it for a while. And it's just one of those things of, I didn't want to pick up more puzzle games before I got to a good point on Blueprints. And now that we have, I'm trying out all the different puzzle games that were on my list to see which ones I really want to do. And it looked super cool since it was basically entirely logic puzzles along with just moving stuff around. So I'm super excited for Baba Is You. Hopefully it'll go very well and I'll just breeze through all the early easy stuff. But we will see. And I will see you guys next time. Do this, meow.